Good evening, and welcome to your AI Daily Press evening podcast for October 07, 2025. First, Attorney General Bondi is facing a hearing before the Senate amid controversy over her leadership and handling of high-profile cases, including the Jeffrey Epstein files. Critics accuse her of politicizing the Justice Department, while she maintains that the department is simply doing its job. In other news, the ongoing government shutdown has taken a toll on the nation's air travel system, with nearly 10,000 flights delayed nationwide due to staffing shortages at air traffic control towers. The shortage of air traffic controllers who are working without pay during the shutdown has led to significant disruptions at major airports across the country. Lastly, we take a look at the latest developments in the world of politics, where President Trump and Democrats remain deadlocked over funding for the government. The shutdown is likely to worsen in the coming days, with many airlines and airports warning of potential disruptions and delays. That's all for now. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll continue to monitor these stories and provide updates as more information becomes available. Until next time, I'm Walter, and this is the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. Now, for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
You, Walter, and Nanshul and know what's right now. Firstly, we reported on the plight of Israeli hostages held by Hamas in Gaza, where negotiations are underway for a potential deal to release all remaining hostages. We heard from Ohad Ben Ami, a former hostage who shared his harrowing experience and pleaded for the return of his fellow captives. In another story, we paid our respects to Dana Drabova, a pioneering figure in Czech nuclear safety, who has passed away. Her exceptional work in ensuring nuclear security has been widely admired, and her legacy will be remembered internationally. Lastly, we covered Slovakia's announcement to build an additional nuclear reactor at the Jaslovské Bohunice nuclear plant as part of a broader trend in Central and Eastern Europe towards expanding nuclear power capabilities. This development highlights the region's commitment to diversifying its energy mix while meeting growing demands for electricity. These stories remind us of the complexities and challenges of international conflicts, the importance of nuclear safety, and the ongoing transition towards cleaner energy sources. We'll continue to follow these developments closely and provide updates as more information becomes available. Thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press podcast. Until next time, good night and stay informed. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, we've been following the debate over market valuations, with some experts warning of a potential correction due to high price-to-earnings ratios. However, veteran fund manager Dan Niles remains optimistic, citing the Federal Reserve's expected interest rate cut and solid earnings growth as catalysts for further market growth. In other news, Brookfield has made a monumental move towards a cleaner future by raising $20 billion for its flagship energy transition strategy, exceeding its target and surpassing its predecessor. This record-breaking fund is dedicated to transitioning to clean energy and has received commitments from a diverse range of institutional investors worldwide. Lastly, we've been keeping an eye on various market developments, including LNG Canada's second unit loading its inaugural cargo and the S&P 500's current price-to-earnings ratio, sparking concerns about a potential correction. As always, our goal at the AI Daily Press is to provide you with fair, balanced, and informative reporting on the latest news and trends. We'll continue to monitor these stories and bring you updates as more information becomes available. Thank you for joining us this evening, and we look forward to bringing you more in-depth analysis and coverage of the world's top stories tomorrow. And that's a wrap for tonight. Until next time, good night, and stay informed with the AI Daily Press. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Good evening, and welcome to this evening's edition of the AI Daily Press. Here's a brief summary of our top. Now for the latest in sports. Here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Firstly, A heartwarming tale of community and perseverance emerged when we looked at an unlikely friendship formed between two athletes from different walks of life, showing us that beyond the scoreboard, sports have the power to unite. Secondly, our investigative team delved into the challenges facing the University of North Carolina's football program under the leadership of Coach Bill Belichick. With on-field struggles and off-field controversies surrounding communication and transparency, the Tar Heels face an uphill battle to turn their season around. Lastly, we shone a spotlight on the burgeoning world of women's sports, where innovation, authenticity, and investment are redefining the game. From product design tailored to female athletes' unique needs to brands recognizing the value of equity and social justice in women's leagues, it's an exciting time for women in sports. These stories remind us that sports are not just about victories and defeats, but about people, innovation, and the pursuit of excellence. Thank you for tuning in to this evening's AI Daily Press. We'll be back with more news, analysis, and inspiring stories from the world of sports tomorrow. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Currall.
Thank you, Howard. First, we took a journey through the world of fashion, exploring the intersection of style and sustainability with a special report on the upcoming season's trends. However, our main focus tonight is on two critical environmental issues. The Trump administration has announced plans to roll back the roadless rule, which protects millions of acres of America's forests from logging and development. This decision has sparked widespread criticism, with many arguing that it will have devastating consequences for biodiversity, ecosystem health, and climate change. We also examined the administration's move to weaken rules aimed at reducing greenhouse gas emissions from power plants. This decision has been met with fierce opposition from environmental groups and local communities who are concerned about the impact on their livelihoods, air quality, and water sources. As we reflect on these stories, we're reminded of the importance of taking the back roads and listening to the voices of ordinary Americans. We hear their concerns, their struggles, and their hopes for a better future, and we're inspired by their resilience and determination. Join us as we continue to explore the complexities of these issues and listen to the voices of those who are most affected by them. That's all for tonight. Thank you for joining us on the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. Until next time, I'm Charles, reminding you to stay curious and keep exploring. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. I'm your host, Joan. We've got a lot to dish about tonight, so let's get started. First up, we're talking celebrity news. From Catherine Dennis's shocking DUI arrest to Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck's kids growing up to be stunning young adults, it's been a wild ride. And speaking of those kids, can we talk about how much they look like their parents? I mean, Violet's smile is a dead ringer for Jen's. In other news, fashion is making a statement this season. Big shoulders, real skin, and dress up with a day job are where it's at. We're seeing transparency trend on the runways, and it's all about body positivity and self-acceptance. And finally, we've got an update on some of our favorite celebrity feuds. It looks like Taylor Swift's highly publicized feud with the reality TV star is still going strong, or should I say, her song lyrics are. That's all for tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in to the AI Daily Press Evening Podcast. Until next time, stay informed, and we'll see you tomorrow. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Attenacher.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, we looked at the devastating impact of bottom trawling on marine ecosystems in the UK's protected areas. Despite evidence of irreparable harm, the government has rejected a blanket ban on this practice, sparking heated debate among conservationists and policymakers. Secondly, we explored the alarming issue of the global wildlife trade, specifically focusing on the role of social media platforms in facilitating the illegal sale of endangered species. It's crucial that these platforms take immediate action to prevent the exploitation of vulnerable animals. Lastly, we discussed a groundbreaking topic, the need to acknowledge human-machine partnerships in scientific research. As machines become increasingly sophisticated and integral to discoveries, it's essential to re-evaluate how we recognize and reward innovation, ensuring a collaborative approach to driving progress. These stories underscore the complex challenges we face in balancing human needs with environmental protection and technological advancements. Join us next time on the AI Daily Press as we delve deeper into these critical issues and explore solutions for a more sustainable future. Thank you for listening, and until next time, good night. And that completes our evening podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until tomorrow morning, I'm David Attenacher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.